Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. Today we will start with the chapter number 2. This chapter is basically focused on various resources. So you have land, soil and water resources. So firstly try to understand what are resources. Students, all the things on earth which are necessary for our life on this planet are resources. In other form, I can say any substance that is used by us in any form makes it a resource. For example, air. Air is a gift of nature, right? And man has learned to use it as a source of energy by making windmills. Similarly, sunlight is also a resource, as with its energy, the plants that we need grow. And solar energy is also converted into electricity. And electricity is also the another resource for us because we need it to light our homes, to run electrical appliances. You have mixer at home, geysers at home. These all electrical appliances run by electricity only. So next is water. Water is also a natural resources which need for agriculture and domestic purposes. Now what are domestic purposes? Domestic purposes like washing, bathing, cooking food and many others. Now here are more examples. Water and electricity. We have done it. Now the next one is car, scooter, truck. We need all these vehicles to transport us from one place to another. Textbooks. Now why textbooks are resources? Because we need them for studies and to get knowledge. Next is vegetables, fruits and flowers. Students, we need vegetables and fruits for our food and flowers to beautify our homes. So students, all the things that I mentioned above are all needed by us. Hence, they all are resources. Now, come to the chapter number 2 and let's discuss land resources here. If we see on a globe for a land area, we can say that 3/4 part of the earth is covered by water, nearly 70%. And nearly 1/4 area is land, approximately 30%. Right? 70% land and 30%, for 70% water and 30% land. Students, out of this 30% of land, 1/4 area that is present here, only 90% population lives this 30% area of land. And nearly the 70% of this land area is uninhabited. I repeat, out of this 1/4 area of land, 30% of land is habitable part of land and this 70% of land is uninhabited part of land. So only 90% population lives here only. And this 70% land area is uninhabited. Why? Because they are very hot deserts or frozen lands. That means the temperature of these areas are either too hot or too cold. These areas are inhabited by people who are engaged in hunting, gathering, fishing or shifting agriculture. Right. Now, the next is chart for more explanation. Look at this chart. Earth is divided into two, 70% water and 30% land. Out of this 30% of land, 1/3 part of the land is habitable and 2/3 part is inhabitable. Right? Why 2/3 is uninhabitable? Because of rugged land, steep slopes, very high snowy mountains and glaciers. And 1/3 part is habitable. Out of this 1/3 part of land, plain, river and valleys are very populated, thickly populated, and thick forest, desert, high mountains are sparsely populated. Now our next topic is land use. Students, land is one of the most important natural resource for mankind. It can be put to a variety of uses. It is used for commercial areas like markets, to expand agriculture area, to build industries, for building residential areas, to build roads and dams, to build parks, community centers and swimming pools. And it is also called land use pattern. Now the question is, what are the different factors for land use? So students, here are physical factors and human factors. And the use of land is depend upon the various factors like soil, climate, topography, minerals and water. These all are physical factors. Because the use of land is depend upon these factors. These are the physical factors, right? Beside these factors, we have technology, density of population, social requirements of people, and government policies. These all are human factors. And they play a very important role in the use of land for various purposes. Students, countries decide the land use according to the development goals and the availability of the natural resources. Now, land covered with forest. If we see according to the scientific norms, 33% of world should be under forest to maintain the ecological balance. I repeat, according to the scientific norms, 33% of the world, 33% area of the world should be under forest to maintain ecological balance. But do you think ये ऐसा हो रहा है? No. At present, only 31.6% area of the world is covered by forest. And out of this 31.6%, 93% of the forest are natural occurring and the other 7% are man-made. So what we have to do to conserve forest? We have to conserve forest by discouraging deforestation and encouraging afforestation. Now the next is conservation of land. Why we have to conserve our land? Because land is limited on earth. So we have to conserve our land. And how we can conserve our land? By planting lots of trees. Control on overgrazing by creating more pasture lands. Controlling mining activities by using technology. Regulating the use of chemicals, pesticides, fertilizers. Students, land management is a holistic approach for achieving productive and balanced ecosystem by integrating socio-economic needs of the people. So we have to utilize the land properly and try to reduce degradation and deforestation. That's all for today. I hope you all understand this topic. And now in next session, we will do soil resources. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.